hold on. Right, we've lost the 360, we've lost the 360. And son, what are you doing? So I'm back up at the wind farm again today, and there's even less visibility than there was yesterday. The clouds are even lower. So once again, I'm not going to be able to do any parallaxes around the actual turbines themselves. But what I've decided to do is, I've decided to put my Mavic 3 up in the air, and this is my Insta360, which is mounted on top of the car, as you can see. And it's going to be recording the Mavic 3, the Wallace, which will be up behind the car, hopefully tracking me all the way down, which is about a 2-mile drive, all the way down back to the main road there. Now, we do have to go through quite a lot of trees, a lot of windy roads. This is the first time I've ever tried any tracking with the Wallace, and I am slightly worried about how it's going to work, but I'm going to give it a bash. Here we go. So this is the Wallace, my Mavic 3 that I decided for my birthday. This was the drone that I wanted above all else, even above the Mavic 3 Pro, the Mavic 3 Classic. Why did I choose this one? That's in an upcoming video. This video is all about the tracking ability and how it can track a car 2 miles down a hill from a wind farm all the way to the main road. Now, I'm a bit nervous because I've never tried the tracking on this. In fact, I've only ever had the Wallace up once on 150 metre out and in flight, just to see, does it fly? I was testing it after I bought it to make sure that everything worked, and that's the only time I've flown the Wallace at the moment. So I don't even know if this is going to work. Anyway, without further ado, as they say in the YouTube world, let's get things up in the air. Right, so that's the Wallace switched on. This is the DJI RC Pro, which is a perfect companion to the Mavic 3. Let's see if I can launch him for the top of this roof. And he's leaning back a bit, so I wonder what happened there, but we'll see. Ah, no bother, look at that. What a guy. Right, let me reposition the camera again. Oh, sorry about all the daft laughing. It's just I find some of the things that I do are just a bit, I'm like, why am I doing this? You should be sitting in some old care home, getting fed porridge through a straw by some young nurse. Oh, that sounds actually alright. Right, anyway, so here he is. What I'm going to do is, check there's no traffic coming up this wee road. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to put him up to about there, I think. Right, he should be tracking now. Now I'm going to transfer everything because I need to put the tripod back in the car. I need to put the phone back in the car, which is my camera. I need to turn the 360 on. Start recording with that. Right, that's recording with that now, okay. And I should be able to pick up the Wallace with that, no bother. Aye, that should work okay, I think. Right, get the phone, put it in the car. See, there's a million things you have to do to make a video. Right, that's upside down. Turn it that way. Right, and now I need to go back and check I'm still recording, because I might have accidentally switched it off there. Right, it's still recording, okay. So get a tripod, put the tripod away, I'll just throw it in. Just throw it in like that, because I haven't really got time to mess about. Throw that in. Get in. Oh, that's not right. Right, I do like to secure my 360 a wee bit. Just hook it up there. It should be, I mean, it should be safe enough, but There's nothing wrong with having a wee bit of belt and braces on there, isn't there? Is there no? Right, maybe hitch note there. And we should be about ready to go, I think. Right, shut that window. Right, okay. Now, okay. Right, I'll put my seatbelt on because you just never know. And off we go. We'll see if the Wallace can actually track us. Me, can track me through all these trees in this horrible road, and it's looking good so far. And obviously I can't go too fast in this road because it's just an old track, and I think they keep it like this quite in bad condition, just to stop people like me from driving up, or at least to make people like me think twice. Right, and the Wallace is still with us. Now we're coming to a bit where there are trees on all sides, and I'm just hoping, and in fact I better check, just make sure that I do have his obstacle avoidance on. I'm sure he is, yes. Bypass, that will do it. Right, obstacle avoidance is on. And this could be a very expensive endeavour if it doesn't quite work, but I'm confident, having watched hundreds and hundreds of YouTube videos about the Mavic 3, that the obstacle avoidance and tracking will be able to handle this no bother. And if we're successful here, if I'm successful here, I have to get out of the habit of saying we all the time, because all of the YouTubers say that and there's only me here, so it's just me. If I'm successful with this, and I think I will be, or me and the Wallace, if we're successful with this, what I think I might do, possibly tomorrow, is take Caledonia, my Mini 3 Pro, up to the same place and try the exact same test and see how her active track is and obstacle avoidance. She doesn't have 360 avoidance though, so I will have to pay a bit more attention to the screen than I'm doing with the Wallace. Just kind of letting him do his own thing, and it seems to be working quite well. But that's a dodgy bit around a corner with lots of trees on either sides. And the 360 camera, when I come into the edit, I'll be able to show you that, or you'll see it anyway, that he has got quite a bit of negotiating with the way when he's getting really close to the trees at the side. But seems to be doing okay. And he is insured, so if he does happen to have a wee knock into some of the branches and come down, he is insured. I've insured them with Cover Drone, who are a fantastic insurance company. All of my drones are covered with them now instead of DJI Care Refresh, and I've only ever had to claim once with my DJI FPV Laddie. And as it turned out, I claimed with Cover Drone, but as it turned out, they investigated and found out that it was actually an error with the drone itself. So I ended up not having to pay anything at all, no excess, no anything. I just had to pay a wee administration fee, which was 24 quid to Cover Drone. So that was fantastic. So now I have all my drones insured with Cover Drone. Well, he's doing really well here, as expected, to be honest with you. I mean, when you're paying this amount of money for a drone who has obstacle avoidance and tracking, you expect him to be able to work exactly as he should, and he is. And I mean, I'm in a really tight wee alley of trees here now, and winding road too, and he's basically knocking it out of the park. And I'm flying along this horrible road at 28 miles per hour. I really shouldn't be, because I should be going about 15 on this road, because it's horrible. There's potholes absolutely everywhere. Right, the clouds are fairly low today, and the top of the hill here where the wind farm is quite high, so obviously the clouds and the land do have quite a chance of coming together, as they have done today and yesterday. But back down here at ground level, it's clear and bright, and the Wallace is having no problems at all. I'm up at 30 miles an hour now, and he's still flying along. I think his maximum speed's at 47. That might be in sport mode right enough. I can see it. He is starting to lag behind a little bit, but that's okay. Potholes. And it's a steep hill, this one. I don't know what the incline is. Photographer, I think it's a wildlife photographer there. He must be thinking, what? There's a car getting chased with a drone. Oh, right, hold on. Right, we've lost the 360. And you can see now why I use this safety measure, because it stopped it from falling onto the road. So let's just put the window down a wee bit, grab a hold of it, and mount it back up onto the roof. There you go. Now that's all these stupid potholes that have done that, but that's so there you go. Belt and braces. If I hadn't had that belt and braces there, that 360 camera would have been smashed on the ground. So there you go. So taking some extra precautions is always a good idea. Oh, seatbelt, right, okay. I hear you. Right, so what I'm going to do now, having had that wee fall with it, Insta 360, is watch the potholes a bit more. Obviously it's all the potholes. The two magnets that hold the mount on the car are really strong magnets, but battering down this road with all these potholes obviously overcame the strong magnets. But a good lesson, I think, for anyone who wants to try to do this kind of thing, this kind of mad stuff that I do. Don't spare on the precautions, and as long as you're not doing anything too mad, everything should be okay. And if not, make sure you've got insurance. Now this is tiny wee thin branches here on these wee trees, so these are the kind of things that might give the Wallace and any other obstacle avoiding sensors a bit of trouble, because there are some of the trees here who the leaves are getting very, very thin, and here's an overlapping one, so this could prove a bit troublesome. Let's see how he handles this. Yeah, he did fine. Now we're clear, almost clear of the trees, but there's a barrier here. Now there are two barriers. These are to stop high vehicles from going through. Now I'm wondering if the Wallace, I'm going to go really slowly when I approach these, because I don't know, I think Wallace might be at the same height as these barriers, so I don't want him just flying straight into them. So I'll take my time when I'm going down it and just see what he does. Pay attention here. Right, because this could be tricky. Let's see what he does. What is he doing? What is he doing? Oh, what are you doing? Oh, he went over it. And there are some, I've just noticed, there are some lines here, electric lines, so I'm just going to get out and have a wee look and see how low they are. He is below those electrical lines by a couple of metres, but what I'll do is I'll bring him down a little bit. Right, so that should be him there. So let's just take this a wee bit easy. But I'm pretty sure he's now, well, I know he was below the lines, and now he's well below the lines. But now we'll have to worry about this barrier, because he's got to somehow go under the electrical lines and then either over or under this barrier too. So let's see, how does he handle that? Right, son, what are you doing? There he goes. Oh, and he did. he missed it. So that was pretty good. He stayed under, seatbelt, he stayed under the electrical lines and went over that barrier. And the gap between the two, the electrical lines and the top bar, that barrier, was only a couple of metres. So I think he did pretty well to negotiate that. Right, we're coming down now almost to the bottom of the road, led up to the wind farm, and this is one of the worst bits of the road here, the start. And I think it's like this because they keep it like this on purpose, so that people come to here and think, oh, there's no way I'm driving up there. But some of us just do anyway. Right, now this could be a bit tricky because these trees don't have many leaves left on them. Let's see how he handles this. The very last stop, and it could be disastrous. No, it's not. He's doing all right. Right, looks pretty good. I'm going to pull in here and get out. Right, okay. So if you ask me, that was pretty successful. Not pretty successful, that was very successful. That wasn't an easy wee route that he took there, and he had no problems whatsoever in flying down there and avoiding everything. And I made no changes at all, apart from that one wee one where I changed his height slightly. He was under the electrical lines, but I just wanted to be extra safe and extra cautious, and as I've shown today, being that little bit extra cautious is never wrong. So that's the flooding on the River Nith, which has come down an awful lot from yesterday. Yesterday the flooding was much worse than this, and you can still make out the Nith itself, the loops of the Nith. So the flooding has subsided quite a lot overnight, and there's been no rain overnight. But as you can see, when it rains here, it rains hard. Right, now my home point is still a way up. at the top of the hill there, which is over 3 kilometres away. So if I lost signal just now, or if I get a low battery return to home, it would be a bit of a disaster, because the Wallace would head all the way back up that hill. So I'm going to bring him down now. Although I've still got 40% battery left, plenty of time. I'm going to bring him back in now and land. So that H up there. That's the home point. Oh, that's where we launched. Way up there. Way up at the top of that hill, but that's not where I am now. So anyway, what I'll do, I'll just bring the Wallace back home to me. So there, I get a low battery warning now. If I'd not cancelled that, he'd have started heading back up to the top of the hill there, which obviously I don't want that. Right. So hand landing with this big thing is so easy to do. Much easier than hand landing one of the mini drones. Much easier. So there we go. That concludes today's lesson. And I hope you tune in for the next one. If you like, that'll be excellent. Subscribe if you're not subscribed, if you want to. See you the next time.